tell us a little about the Deaf in Tech initiative that you have. What really necessitated it, and what impact do you seek to actually solve or make?
Yeah. So, thanks for asking, Chima. And the Deaf in Tech was started in 2022, and the name already tells the story. Is bringing the deaf into tech. And what's the idea? Tech is a leveler,
Mhm.
and tech levels the playing ground for persons, irrespective of their geographical location, disability status, social status.
Mhm.
Tech is that leveler that allows each one of us to have even playing opportunity, within that field. So what we're doing is helping deaf persons to transition into tech by providing the tech skills in programming, in data analytics, in designs and web designs,
Yes.
everything that has to do with tech related skills that the deaf can easily migrate into. That's what we do here.
Interesting. I think that this is actually very remarkable because it's not every day that you get to hear about initiatives like this. We keep clamoring for inclusivity in different sectors, and this is one of them. But then I'm curious to know, there are different sorts of disabilities. There is the visually impaired, there is hearing impaired. Of course, there are different kinds of disabilities. What informed the decision to actually go for the deaf in tech and not the visually impaired and other kinds of disabilities? Was there a particular reason?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Mhm.
Getting to start Deaf in Tech was more of a personal journey.
Okay.
And the story is founded in my history. In and while in the university, I had a roommate who was deaf. Who is still deaf. He's deaf.
Yeah.
Named Harry. Very great guy. A very great social guy. And being roommates, I learned a lot from him about the who the deaf is, and having him in my room was first a culture shock because that's the first time
Yeah.
to see that also it's possible for a deaf person to be in school. I'm coming from a local background where the deaf we saw in the village were not schooled, were not educated, and they were basically just begging for alms. So it was a huge shock to find one in school. But fast forward after graduation, we parted way with my friend,
Okay.
and life happened to me in a more pleasant way. Went on to do my master's, went on to do my PhD, and later in years, I saw my friend, he couldn't make much progress with his life, not because of a fault of his, because Harry was a great guy. He was a very sociable young guy as at the time when we were in the university.
Okay.
And I figured out when I met with him, I figured out that the system failed him. Um, the system provided more opportunity for me
Mhm.
to excel in my life choices than it provided
For him.
system for him to excel.
Yeah.
He couldn't get a job after university because every employer by default discriminates against him on the basis of what can he do
Yeah.
if he is deaf.
Yes.
So he had to settle for menial job. Imagine a graduate working as a cleaner.
Yeah.
So he had to settle in for menial job. And after my meeting with him, I began to think around how then can we solve this? If we begin to break down, identify what are the systemic gaps that limits his success, and begin to see how we can break those gaps, those systemic gaps, how we can bridge those gaps or break the ones that are core barriers. And that's what informed or starting the Deaf Intel.